welcome back to another video. Today will sadly be the last day of plowing for a while anyway. All I got left is just these two towers right on the end here. I'm thinking it's probably only going to take me like 2 hours, give or take. So today I'll be answering a lot of questions that y'all had, and I'll also be showing you what we do after plowing, since those have also been very big questions. So first off, why are we plowing? Well, we are wanting to plant peanuts on this half of the circle. This right here is a half miler, which means this is a 480 acre circle. That half is wheat with a cover crop of rye, and this half is being plowed as we speak, as you can see. We are going to be wanting to plant peanuts on this half. And when you want to plant peanuts, there's not very many chemicals that you can use to kill off weeds for any sorts throughout the year or anything. There are a few chemicals, but it hurts the peanuts a little bit every time you do spray it. So the two main solutions that you have to resort to are hoe hands or plowing, which helps out a lot. Which, as you can see, all this cotton residue, all these stalks, and there's still a little bit of cotton burrs everywhere here and there. We're burying that all underneath the ground, so then when time comes planting, you're not going to have any voluntary cotton. There's sometimes going to be weeds coming up, but this will help for all the seeds of the weeds that are on top of the ground. They're going to get buried underneath the ground, and you won't have as many weeds either. So it's going to help for weeds and for less voluntary cotton, and it's also going to help for the cotton stalks themselves. When you harvest peanuts, if you've seen my videos, you see that all the straw comes out the back. We were actually baling that. All this cotton stalks would come into the combine, and some of it would even get among the peanuts, and those would give us really bad grades whenever we sell peanuts. And a lot of the cotton stalks would actually come back out of the combine and also among the straw and the hay, and all the dairies, they don't like the cotton stalks among the peanut hay. So you have all this cotton stalk that you're not dealing with. So there's a bunch of pros and cons. A lot of times, yeah, we would prefer to not plow, because like this, we're more susceptible to the wind blowing or the dust blowing everywhere, and that's a very big pain to keep it down or to control the dust, so to speak. But this is the only option we really have in order to plant peanuts. If we would be planting cotton again, we would just plant straight in this. Like, we would leave this the way it is, plant cotton right between where the cotton was, and just plant, or maybe even right on top of where the cotton was, and plant right there. Maybe we'd come back with a different variety, because this variety is immune to dicamba, and the different variety we would probably plant that would be immune to 2,4-D. So we could plant 2,4-D, kill off all the old voluntary cotton, and we wouldn't have to deal with that. So you would plant different variety cotton. But see, then we wouldn't be plowing. If we would be planting cotton, we would leave this as is. This is a good cover. Well, here you can kind of see where I messed up last year a little bit, if you remember that video. But we would just plant straight among this. This is good cover. There's still a little bit of wheat stubble here and there, a little bit of cotton stubble. That's really good to protect the cotton to where it doesn't get blown away and everything. So this would be good for cotton, but for peanuts, it is better to plow it. And here soon, once I'm done with this here, I'll show you what we do after we're done plowing, which a lot of people have been asking about that, so I will show you all that too. Just look at all that dust. It gets everywhere. Look at that. Almost done. Just a few more passes right here. And I think that is going to be my last pass. I'm not going to be taking up, I need to go like right there by the wheat, but if I go too far, and I don't want to ruin too much of the wheat, so I'm leaving a little strip there, that'll be fine. So after this, I'll show you what we do after plowing. So, driving around the field here, there is a tractor sitting right there. And what we do after plowing, because our ground is so extremely soft, as I mentioned in one of our other one of my other videos, we have what's called a packer. So I'm gonna go out here and show you. I gotta help my brother anyways, help him set in that tractor a little bit to see if he can go faster. But as you can see, it's very soft. It really presses down into the ground. So it's basically just homemade, bunch of square tubing, tires, 2 toes full of water, a ton of weight on it. Basically to just repack the ground because it is so soft. You can really tell the difference it makes. And yes, this thing is very homemade. Just simple, very, very nice. Every now and then we've broken a few rims and tires, but other than that, it's low maintenance. But as you can see, it works good. Packs the ground really nice. All we got on the left is just these ridges right here, and that's gonna get leveled off the land plane, which I'll show that to you here in a minute. But yeah, that's what we do after plowing. And then, after packing, we level off the field. Just like that, the field is level. Well, pretty close to being level. As level as what we need it. As you can see from, well, the camera doesn't really pick it up very well, but as you can see, these were the ridges that the packer made. And then these land planes, or that's at least what we call them, levels them off. We have the scratchers on the back of them. We have those down so that way we get some little lines here to where the dust won't quite want to blow right away. Gives it not like a flat, smooth surface. We're not trying to laser level it or anything. We're just trying to just get it as smooth as possible. That's what we can. And then we're gonna call it good. And then after the land planes are done, what our plan is with our fertilizer spreader, we're gonna come spread pre-fertilizer on here, water the pivot once, and then come here with our new tractor with our lister bar, and we're gonna come here and then actually make rows what we're gonna plant on top of. So that's our entire plan after these guys are done. And so it's the next day, and now it's my turn to start land planing. They ended up finishing this field right here yesterday, so I'm just going to move around this beautiful wheat field right here, move around to that back circle over there. Going to get that one done today, and then that should only maybe take 3-4 hours, something like that, and we'll move on about a mile that way. The field that we were packing yesterday, it's just about a mile that way, and we're gonna hopefully get to that one yet today. My brother is still packing that circle, but he should be far enough along where we'll be able to start land planing already. But as for now, we're gonna start on this circle right here. That's some good looking wheat. But back to this topic. First thing I gotta do is I gotta get the edge of the circle around here first so that we can actually turn around easier. So I'm gonna take the edge of this field first. Don't want to hit that right there. Just gonna let down that already to start off. And then once I get over here, I'm just gonna make a couple passes around the circle, and then that'll make our job easier for turning around and whatnot. The edges of the field are usually extremely bumpy, so from the plow always coming in and out of the field and whatnot, so we have to do the edges of the field at least 2 to 3 times just to get it really nice and level. Yeah, I don't know about you, but it looks pretty sandy to me. Looks like we got some sand dunes here, but like I mentioned yesterday, or for you it's the same video, but like I mentioned earlier, we are going to be listing up beds once this is all done. Oh well, we're going to be spreading fertilizer first, water the field, water maybe about 1 inch or so, get the ground really nice and wet, and then we'll come back here with our brand new tractor and we'll come here and list up beds. So we'll have nice rows, nice tall rows, and that's going to really help prevent all this dust from blowing again. As you can see, all this dirt here and everything, it's just, or it's sandy is what it really is. But well, once we have the nice beds, we shouldn't have this problem again. It's possible that we might have that problem, but then we can always come back with it with what we would call just a sand fighter. You could call it just a toolbar with busters on it. But we'll come back here and you can re-sand fight it. You can try to reshape the rows, and that kind of helps out a bit to save the crop. So as for now, it's working pretty good. I'm here at this end of the field now. As you can see, this is where we stopped plowing. So this is where we got a nice trench that I got to fill up. So I'm gonna have to definitely do a few passes here. It's not really doing it with one pass, so a couple passes here should work pretty good. So yeah, as you can tell, there's still quite a bit of moisture underneath there. That's why there's that darker dirt there. That's all nice moisture and everything, so it's not all dry. There's still a little bit of moisture down there. Once I can go a steady pace, not having to go at the edge of the field where it's so bumpy, then I'll be able to go a little bit faster. But for now I'm going 5.2, seems to work pretty good. At some other areas I have to slow down to 3 because it's just way too bumpy. Tractor's not even pulling though. The little green bar that you see right here, yeah, it's idling 1300, 1400 RPM, so yeah, we're golden. This tractor is not too big, nah. It's our only spare tractor that we have though, so. Well, this one and our 370, the other one's over there. My brother's gonna get that other land plane and start helping me out here soon. He's checking pivots at the moment. So once he's done checking pivots, he'll come here and help me finish this field really quickly. Man, it's just crazy sandy. We had like, what, 60, 70 mile an hour wind the other day. Yeah, that was not fun. And of course, you can't forget to clean it up a lot, actually, right around the pivot here. We drive here quite often whenever we're either turning on or off a pivot, or there's even a well right there, so whenever we're even turning on a well or even bringing fertilizer here, whenever we're, I guess, fertilizing our peanuts or cotton or whatever it is. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm really leveling this area out here around the pivot. Definitely going to go over this at least 4 or 5 times, enough to where it looks really good. And then I think at that point I'm going to start moving the pivot already, get that thing out of the way. Of course, as you can see right there where the pivot is, I can't really get there until the pivot's moved. So once I got this area around here, the pivot done, then I will move the pivot. Getting pretty close to the pivot, or at least as close as I can really, or just at least level it out. Looking much better already. And of course, you can't forget to level it all nicely around the well. We like to keep things relatively smooth around our wells, just so it looks better and it's nice in general. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty dusty. Well, I'm finally done with that half. And it's getting a little bit late and I gotta pick up my brother yet before I get home, so I'm just gonna call it a day. But my brother didn't end up helping me today. He was busy spraying a couple of fields. He actually sprayed this half right here, just killing off the winter weeds that were on there. And a few other things, I'm not quite sure what he was all spraying, but he was anyway spraying. So I'm just gonna head back to the farm, or back to my truck actually, just there by that pad. So we're gonna call it for today. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all guys in the next one.